Hello, and welcome again to another episode of Third Action. I'm your game master of disaster, Jason. And these are the same three burning sawmills that were here last week. In the bottom left, we have Asher Ford, Human Ranger.
It's me. I'm gonna try and not roll ones today.
Good luck with that.
In the I'm dying. In the bottom middle, we have Greshy Ironroot, Dwarven Druid, and his dog Phelan 2, played by Will.
I'm going to only roll ones today. I'll make up for it, no worries. I got this covered.
And in the bottom right, we have Human Champion of Erastil, Redeemer of Bad Dudes. It's Gunn Shough, played by Adam.
Great, then I'll roll all the rest of the numbers. So
There you go.
And with everyone rolling wide range, we shall begin our story for today. So, last week. Oh boy, last week. Where do we start? Okay, so the party had infiltrated the Seven Sawmill, a holding of the Brothers of the Seven, a mysterious shadow organization in the city of Magnamar, that the party believes is behind, or at least partly responsible, for the recent spate of murders, both in Magnamar and in the nearby town of Sandpoint. The murders have all occurred by removing the victim's jaw and carving the Sahedron rune into their chests. Flaying skin from flesh. Flesh from meat. I don't know. Whatever. The words.
two things apart.
Yes, two things
Whatever
split
is-
apart. Some blood involved. People are dead. The party was successful, sort of, in infiltrating the building. What was the word I used last time? It was like... it doesn't matter. You went inside and started to burn it down by accident, on purpose, who knows. You fought off a bunch of cultists that were inside. It turns out the Brothers of the Seven seem to be some kind of religious cult as well. Adherents to a Father Skinsaw, which is one of the aspects of Norgorber, the god of secrets and murder and poisons and stuff. You managed to defeat most, if not all of the... Well, I think you killed all of the cultists that were there, except for one, which you left tied up in the basement. And came face to face with the leader of the
Yeah,
cult.
that could come back to bite us.
Yeah.
I remembered, but I said nothing.
You've encountered the leader of the cult at the top floor, but things kind of went sour in battle, and you decided to retreat before the building went up in total flames. You managed to kill the leader at the entrance of the sawmill, just in the nick of time. You grabbed his body and dragged him out, pulling off his strange fleshy mask to reveal that it was, in fact, Justice Ironbriar, one of the 12 justices of Magnamar, who was behind all of this. But seeing a crowd had gathered at the entrance of the sawmill, and a bunch of guards were now coming to help put out the fire, the party decided to flee the scene, grabbing the body, jumping in the river, the Yondabakari River, and swimming to a nearby smaller islet. Mini islet. You're already kind of you're already kind of on an islet. Yeah, I guess it's maybe a sandbar. So that is where we will kick off the session today. And let me go ahead and switch over to map view. So yeah, I went and updated the map. We are now facing the appropriate directions. I forget where the compass is. Compass is somewhere
They're not
over here.
just devotees of this particular god. They're specifically they're all about the murder aspect.
Yes.
You got murder, poison, secrets, and they're this is a specialized group out of those possible choices.
Yes.
They're specifically just into the murder part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Norgorber is kind of, yeah, he's got these, he's this weird sort of, he's a human ascended to godhood. He took the test of the Starstone and became a god. But he's so enigmatic that no one really knows who exactly is the true Norgorber. So there are many aspects to his presence. And he's often worshipped by thieves, by those who wish to keep secrets, by assassins, and by straight up murderers. And these guys were maybe a little bit more on the murder side of things than the
Maybe a
lawful
little.
assassin
Maybe-
types.
Just a wee bit. Just a tay bit.
I don't know. They seem kind of like good guys, except for the little murder part.
But yeah, anybody who worships Father Skinsaw is probably a bit more murdery than righteous assassin, perhaps. So,
We are righteous
all I'm saying.
assassins, if you really think about it.
so
From a
we
certain
shall
point of view, I suppose.
zoom
But
in
yeah, so like
on the party.
we are headed to
So you're currently on this little islet here.
that
Oh.
little islet.
Yeah,
Oh, aye.
yeah. You guys
We didn't make it particularly far,
swam.
just got far enough away.
Yeah,
you
that's right.
swam around the south side of the what's this called, Kyver's Islet. You swam
That'd
along
be
the south shore and then across to this.
6 feet.
Oh, I didn't change the scale. Sorry.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
6 whole feet.
Sometimes I
6
change
feet
the
away, they'll
scale,
never see us
sometimes
now.
I don't.
It's dark. They can't see us.
That's
God
true.
damn it.
You humans can't see in the dark.
Well, I guess the sawmill is a gigantic light.
Well, that'll make it even easier. They'll only be able to see that, and then their night vision will be completely ruined if they ever look around.
Great.
Right.
That
So anyway,
looks like
we
maybe-
land on that little island and we're gonna.
Yeah, what are you up to? So you guys, you've all just washed up on shore there, basically. You're all
We had
quite
we had a couple
thoroughly
of
damp.
fairly urgent things to take care of before we try to make our escape, right?
Let's see. First thing
One
that's
thing.
gonna happen is Greshy's gonna start pulling out his healing supplies, and is gonna try and bandage up Asher and Gunn as
Oh,
best he can.
Start with Asher because I'm gonna go through this dude's
I
pockets.
can do both of you. So you're welcome to search. Just sit still when I need to start bandaging things. But I
Yeah.
have taken a new feat that allows me to do 2 at once.
Ah,
So I will be aiming for. You know what? Screw it. We'll aim for the DC 20 medicine check.
okay.
to
So
DC
you're
15.
trying the harder check, which can heal more on success, but has a harder.
Are you
result.
fucking kidding me?
oh no.
I got a 19. It's just a failure. Doesn't mean anything. Just means I didn't get anywhere.
Okay, so who are you trying to treat? You were trying to treat Asher.
I was trying to treat Asher and Gunn.
Oh, Asher and Gunn. Okay,
yeah,
so
you can do both of those now.
yeah, so you try to, yes, it is DC 20.
This is the.
So you try to treat their more serious wounds with your new ward medic feat, but you're able to staunch the bleeding for now. But nobody's really feeling that much better. And I think on
Right.
failure you can't treat them again for some amount of time. Or-
So
oh, you
strictly
can keep going
speaking-
actually.
Strictly speaking, I can continue to because I've also got continuous recovery. So
But I think it's also
usually
critical,
what it
it's
is
only
the
critical
way medicine
failures,
checks
right?
work. It's a hour long wait, just in general.
Oh,
But
right,
I
right,
have-
right. Thank you.
Continual recovery, which allows me to do it again, because it takes 10 minutes and it's a 10-minute cooldown instead of an hour.
Okay. So you can try again in 10 minutes. So while you're working on that, trying to bandage everyone up, Gunn, you wanted to rifle through Ironbrier's pockets
Yes.
to see what he's got
We'll
on
see
him.
if he's got anything incriminating or important, keys, papers. Granted, we just went through the river.
Yes. So when you dragged him out of the building, he loosened his grip on his crossbow and short sword. But he does still have, as far as just items go, he does have a crossbow bolt case with 9 poisoned bolts in it.
Nice.
You also
There you go.
still have the his strange mask. You can just call it Ironbrier's mask for now. It is a strange fleshy mask, not too dissimilar from the cultist mask that Asher is currently wearing, because Asher's still
Yes,
wearing
I
the
am
full.
still wearing it. I should take these off.
Yeah, Asher is still wearing a full cultist getup that he stole from one of the cultists in the
I
sawmill.
borrowed with no
Borrowed.
intention of returning, I suppose.
As far as other things, you do find a small keyring with 2 keys on it, 1 silver and 1 gold. And that might be it. Let me just confirm.
We probably missed a lot of important stuff based on how we made our way through that scene and
No, it's okay.
how
You
we made
do-
our exit.
You do find a folded up piece of paper, but it is pretty thoroughly damp.
Waterlogged.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's put that away for later. Maybe we can dry it out. If we don't disturb it, maybe it won't run too much.
Okay. All right. So
Or maybe
you
there's
tuck that
like
away.
a mending spell that could restore it without destroying the contents. Maybe.
Possibly. Okay. So
Okay,
10
I'll
minutes
show
go
those-
by.
I'll pass the bolts over to Asher, and I'll show the rest of the group the keys and the paper.
Keys will be good. We can try and get into his place and see if there's more information there.
It'll be watched as soon as they know he's dead.
Well, we'll just have
We'd
to make
have to
sure
go
they don't
right
know
away.
he's dead. We might be able to get in tomorrow, but we wouldn't want to wait more than a day.
Well,
They'd
unless
notice he's missing after a day.
unless you plan to drag this body all over town, I was going to leave it here. On the island, at least. No one's passing
Getting
by.
that Bernie's.
We can. I would bury it here. That seems reasonable. Just someplace where they can't quite find it immediately.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What kind of clothes is he wearing?
He is currently wearing very similar cultist robes to what the others had. Underneath that, I guess he would be wearing some armor. I think light armor underneath, and if you want to know what specifically, then I could find that. But
Well, what I was thinking of doing was
and he is wearing his judge's robes underneath that as well.
what I was thinking of doing was trying to imitate that with my clothes, since I can change them. But just memorizing it a little bit real quick.
Yeah, this is his underclothing. Here is the.
So he has armor over that, and then robes over that.
Well, the armor is kind of incorporated into this outfit, but he's got another
okay.
set of like orange cultist robes on top of this, which I think I have the cultist outfit as well.
He's
The cultist
probably very
outfit's a bit
warm.
more of this style.
Definitely was in the fire.
I'm surprised he didn't ignite immediately.
My thinking is just if we appear to be wearing at least something similar to that, then if anyone does see us come and go, they might, from a distance, mistake us for him coming back.
You might also that mask.
I'll take a look at it and see if I can do a quick identification using
Okay.
my quick
No, well,
identification
I
feat.
meant specifically what that mask that Asher had. Do we still have that?
We have a
Yeah.
couple of masks. We have Asher's mask. I had a
Look-
mask.
Didn't we find out that one would turn into other things that wasn't just Asher?
The stalker's mask?
We have the
Yeah.
Stalker's mask. We have 2 cultist masks. And we have Ironbrier's mask.
Well, what I mean to be saying is, if you're going to be trying to dress up as a judge, you might be able to look the part a bit better too. With
I
the
don't
mask.
want to look like a cultist. Oh, you're saying the face changing one.
Yeah.
Aye,
Okay. That's a good point.
something to keep in mind. I don't know how it works
Can I-
exactly, but
Can I try to figure out if I can like imprint his face on it or memorize his face or in some way? Pull out the mask, the magic mask that we have.
Stalker's mask, I think.
Stalker's mask, yes. Sorry.
Yes. You will need to invest in it. I
How long
believe
does
you.
that take?
Just probably like 10 minutes of sitting around with it.
This might be a
Focusing on it.
decent time to do that since we're going to leave the body behind.
I have a few things to do on this island anyway. We're not done.
I can double check the investing rules, but I think investing magic items. Normally you do it at like the beginning of the day. No, this process requires one or more interact options or actions taken the same amount of time it takes to don the item. Okay, no, you can invest it right away.
Okay.
You
I'll
can
try-
have no more than 10 invested items.
Okay. I'm nowhere near that right. I think I have 2.
Right. I think it'd be fine.
So, all right, I will try to put on the stalker's mask and then put on the justice's face.
Okay.
That
Um,
sounds horrible.
Right.
I'll put on the mask and then his face.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
you,
exactly what we're doing.
you slip the stalker's mask over your face, and close your eyes and envision in your mind the face that you see there before you. Your skin, the mask itself starts to warp and twist, and you feel like just pinpricks of pain on your cheeks as it like
This is not
sinks
great.
into
Gross.
you.
kind of uncomfortable.
And
Better you than I.
let's see. Okay.
Well,
Let
good we
me
didn't put on Phelan, I suppose.
let me look at how disguise
Phelan.
works for sure.
Yeah, Phelan.
Where is that? Rulebook. Oil. And your face morphs into his. And let me confirm whether or not you need a skill check. It might just be the case that other people have to perceive against your check.
Okay.
But this would normally be deception. Impersonate. In most cases, creatures have a chance to detect your deception by using a perception check against your deception DC. Okay. So, what is your deception modifier?
+6.
Okay, so 10 plus 6, that makes that a 16. +4, the mask gives you a +4 to disguise checks as the creature you're envisioning.
Nice.
Um,
I'm also going to use my glamored rune to change my armor to look like his armor and clothes.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to do so. Your armor shivers and reforms as his outfit. As a note, oh shoot. Maybe you don't do that right away. It only lasts for an hour. The face changing.
Oh, an hour out of every day?
Yes, 1 hour a day.
Okay, then
Well,
once I put it on and I get it like to where I can do the thing, I'll stay normal. I'll go back to
yeah. Now that we know you can,
I'll take
then
it off.
tomorrow.
Yeah, in fact.
Okay.
That's fair. So, well, that's one way we can try to get into his place. If sneaking doesn't work.
Yeah, the duration for this is 1 hour or until dismissed. So if you wanted to save it, I could let you just like test it out real quick to just
Yeah.
see that it lets you do it, which it does let you do it, but then that won't use up the use.
Okay, thanks.
So if you would like to use it again today, you can.
Yep, we'll save it for later. And from there, I think it might be best to dig a shallow grave and meditate upon what has happened. Digging
Well-
can be meditative, right?
I think so.
I mean, you could let someone else do the digging while you say a prayer. and that would count.
Ooh, I can dig.
Perhaps that might be best. I have some work I need to do as well.
I'm gonna change
well-
first, though. I don't want to be in my cultist.
You should
gear.
cast your spell so Phelan can help dig.
That's what I was about to do. It's going to take about 10 minutes to cast, though. So,
I guess Erastil
Well,
would be
I'll
a fan
change
of
for 10
working
minutes.
while you pray, so I would allow you to also pray while you assist Asher with.
Yeah, I was just gonna check on
digging
the
up the grave.
refocus action real quick and see what it says.
Yeah, you take 10 minutes to pray as long as you've used a focus point since the last time you refocused or since the beginning of the day, and then you get 1 point back.
Used up both of them.
Okay, so Asher changes out of his cultist robes, rolls them up, and you just stuff them in your bag?
Just
Okay.
Nick is refocused.
stuff them in.
There it is.
alright.
You need to perform or specified in the class or ability that gives you the focus spells. These deeds usually overlap with other tasks that relate to the source of your focus spells. Clerics can usually refocus while tending the wounds of their allies. The wizard can refocus while identifying and such.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so I would
Mine
consider
mine
this
is
to be...
meditative, so I'd make the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think Erastil is really big on community and these sorts of rituals, so I think Burial of the Dead seems like a reasonable sort of ritual that
Mhm.
Erastil would want you to be able to pray and meditate during, so seems fine to me.
Cool.
Okay, so Asher quickly changes out of his clothes, rolls them up, stuffs them in his bag. What are you guys using to dig?
I have my any tool.
Oh,
Turn
Somewhere-
into a shovel.
okay. Asher pulls out
a what?
this...
I have an any tool. It
That's cool.
It's really cool. It has like an iron part on top and maybe on the bottom, and it's a stick in the middle. It can turn into anything that kind of resembles that, so I can make a shovel.
There's a pickaxe and a shovel in the sack.
Bag of
also.
holding.
Bag of holding.
Okay, so
Where's the
Gunn
meat?
gets out a shovel as well, and the two of you proceed to dig a shallow grave for Justice Ironbriar.
Since we have two shovels, we might as well maybe be more on the deeper side, like a couple of feet.
Wouldn't
Okay.
hurt.
All right, you go a bit deeper in the dirt. Yeah, you guys make your way up the shore a little bit into like the only kind of real patch of grass and dirt. Dig it up and lay the body to rest with Gunn chanting and refocusing, gaining a focus point back.
And while they're doing that, I'm going to start casting Remove Disease on Phelan.
Okay. I believe that
Using
also
my
takes
very
10
last spell
minutes.
slot today. Now we get to
Okay.
figure out how to counteract.
Oh, counteraction. We haven't... have we not done any counteracting yet? I guess not.
Counteracting's no, it's not something we do usually.
Okay, so when attempting a counteract check, we add the relevant skill or appropriate modifier against the target's DC. If you're counteracting affliction, the affliction is in the DC stat block. Do I know what that is? Yes, I do. I'll just tell you, it is a DC 25 that you're trying to beat.
All right,
Um,
and I don't know what to need to roll
So,
against that.
okay, for a spell, counteract check is your spellcasting ability modifier plus your spellcasting proficiency bonus, plus any bonuses or penalties that apply specifically to counteract checks. So this will be D20 plus, what are you? You're a druid, so wisdom plus nature.
Okay, so
So
my
it is
nature
it is
skill
like a nature.
plus my wisdom.
Oh, not
or
a
is it
nature
just
skill. Sorry, a
n-
primal.
Okay, so prime. Okay, I see. So
It's
primal.
basically a primal roll.
Since
Okay.
nature's already got your wisdom added on it, right?
So it'll be primal. So that's an 8, plus my wisdom, which is a fire. So that's 12, plus a D20 check.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it a try. Plus 12. Are you fucking kidding me? I got
oh
a 20
my
fire.
god.
Okay, you focus
Alright.
your energies, chanting over Phelan, who's just kind of curled up and whimpering a bit. in pain. And you attempt to remove the disease that is afflicting him.
Are there
this-
any circumstantial bonuses that would possibly apply here to get you over the hump?
Nothing I have. Unless my staff counts, but this isn't a heal spell, it's a... Just gonna double check the wording on Staff of Healing.
Sure, yeah, what is the wording on it?
Nope, it's a bonus granted to heal spell specifically.
It says healing necromancy on remove disease.
It's specifically to heal spells. The spell
Oh.
heal.
Yeah, the spell
heal.
called
Okay.
heal, yeah.
That was why I was double checking to make sure the wording was what it was. But it is simply to heal spells.
Okay. Yeah, you
So,
attempt to
short.
counteract the disease, but its hold on Phelan is too strong. You'll have to try again.
Tomorrow. Speaking of which, if we're doing this tonight, I'm tapped.
Yeah. If we did sneak into Ironbriar's place, it would be a sneak mission only. No combat. And
I think we can guarantee no combat.
we can't really guarantee no combat.
Yeah.
So
I
perhaps we can count on the fact that we removed his body from the scene and buried it to buy us 8 hours for a night of rest
I'm hoping so.
and go first thing in the morning.
I wonder if we can find a place to sleep in Ordelia. Rather than going back to our inns.
I think you probably could.
Yeah, we're on the opposite end of town, aren't we?
Yeah, we'd have to walk all the way back.
Yeah, so
to be
currently you
perfectly
guys
honest, I'd
are
rather to avoid going to Kyver's tonight. Just because I think they're going to be asking questions.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
you
think we
guys
want
are
to give them
on-
any
Yeah.
answers.
Well, we could. No, this island is too close to the scene of the.
Oh, you mean Kip out here tonight?
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's too close.
Yeah, so the small islet you're on doesn't really have anything on it. No lights or anything of that sort. But it is dark right now, so you're sort of afforded the cover of darkness at the moment. But if anyone were to pass by on the streets, they'd spot you basically instantly.
Well, once you're done burying things there, I am going to expend the one charge or the 2 charges necessary in my staff of healing to heal myself.
Okay.
Because I am almost dead. But not quite dead. Thank you, Gunn, for that.
You're sitting
Appreciate
at
you
11
not leaving me
HP.
behind.
Be a little more boost as well.
So that'll be a 2 action. Heal on myself, so that's 12 hit points back. That'll be fine.
I'll add another 18 to that.
Oh.
I'll use up my focus point that I just earned. Lay on hands and
Well, I'm well set then. I can spend a bit more time trying to bandage both of you up,
yeah,
You'd
let's do
like?
that.
and then we'll.
And then after that, we'll get out of here.
Aye. So I'll. Let's try it again. How much worse could it be? We're gonna go for
Oh,
DC
no.
20 again.
Oh my god.
I knew it. It's
All right, you try a simple, quick medic
off by 1 night.
I
and got a 19 when you
I-
needed a 20. Everyone's wounds are just too tough. You're also your vision's hazy. You're tired.
Greshy. Everyone needs a nap.
You're just
Greshy needs a nap.
completely worn out, and
Particular.
you're kind of distracted by Phelan's condition at the moment.
Last time I said, how could I possibly get a 1 again? I got a 1 again. We can't do this anymore.
I tempted the gods and I was smite for it. Oh, all right.
So where
Well,
to?
I can't do it here. I feel like I should know if there's some because Ardelia's the foreigners district.
Is that a park nearby?
To
Oh,
the
down
south
here in the
there?
south?
Over
Yes.
here that we could like just across the water, the shallow water here that we could swim to and sort of emerge from without too much trouble,
Sure.
without drawing too much attention?
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of deep water in the way, so you guys could swim over there if you wish.
Do you want to just try kipping out, or
No,
did you want to see if we could find
we
it?
need to move from here.
Okay.
It's like for sneaky.
Okay, you guys swim over to the nearby park. Draw yourself up onto the shore, where there are some empty park benches nearby. There's a few scattered trees, but not much. Some bushes. Nobody is out this late. You see a couple of like street urchins currently resting beside a tree.
We could exit the town through this nearby. I mean, we're right by the wall. We could head to the entrance to town and leave, and we could leave as Justice Ironbriar and make it look like he left town.
I suppose so, but
That I don't know if we should go with you.
Or we could try and find somewhere in this area where we could just stay as ourselves.
I think
Yeah.
we'd be better off trying to
like-
find some sort of inn, something nearby. Is
All
there
right.
anything of note?
I'm just being a little bit paranoid, thinking they might already have our descriptions.
Oh, they might, but at that point, there's not much we can do. Unless we leave town and never come back, but I have the feeling there's something here we're missing.
All right. Well, where would you suggest we stay tonight?
Do I
Like
know of
place
any
around here?
inns offhand?
Give me a Magnamar lore check.
I will do that. 21.
21. Okay. Yes, you do in fact know of a place that will. They take all sorts of races and they don't ask questions. They are a small little inn, kind of in a back alley near the west gate over here.
All right. There's a small place. They won't bother us too much.
Sounds good. Let's
Have a rest.
make our way there.
Oh, the 7 sawmills over here.
No, I have to copy
Turns out
paste.
this inn is also named the 7 Sawmill. It confused the heck out of me, but
Oh no, we
turns
burned
out it
down
was a
the wrong
coincidence.
place.
You've been
Would
tuning
make
it to
a
the
good
wrong
place.
people.
It would make a good name for an inn.
As it turns out, somebody did think it was.
It's like, oh no, we burned down the wrong place, guys.
The Rusted Copper.
Oh, that's cute.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the Rusted Copper. You're also soaking wet, so you guys enter into the bar, still kind of dripping.
Anything we can do about that?
It's
With,
raining
uh,
outside.
Cantrips?
I don't believe I can dry. I can tidy and clean. Does cleaning count as drying?
With what spell?
Prestidigitation. This
Sure.
one.
Yeah,
Traditionally,
I would allow it.
I've used prestidigitation to do that.
They're a bit more limited in this one. Doesn't
Yeah,
mean
they
that
tweaked it a bit, but I would
If
allow
I
Tidy
remem-
to remove a small amount of dampness. You're probably still like dripping a little bit, but you've reduced most of the.
overt
Okay.
wasteness.
And I'll go ahead and change my clothes back to normal
Okay.
rather than trying to check into the inn.
That's fair.
Okay, so you guys enter the Rusted Copper, and it is quite late at this point. There are a couple of patrons still in the bar downstairs, or sorry, in the main floor, but most of them are like blackout drunk, completely unconscious. There is a single bard playing in the corner, kind of just sleepily, lazily, with a empty beer stein on his table, and you make your way up to the counter, and a half-elven woman with her hair tied up into a rather long braid that kind of wraps over her shoulder, sees you coming in. So, you want to stay for the night?
Yes, please.
She looks you all over. That'll be a silver each.
I got it. I'll pull out my bag and pay the 3 silver.
Are
She
these
takes...
rooms all adjoining.
I'll give you what I've got. She turns and rustles through. There's like all the keys up on the wall. She just kind of picks 3 keys at random, tosses them on the table. There you go. Enjoy your stay.
All right. Well, I don't want to
Take
make.
the
I don't
key.
want to draw too much attention. But I'll.
Yeah, she gives you 3 rooms that are all kind of disparate.
Madam, do
Room
you have
2,
anything
12,
adjoining?
and 16.
I'll ask her. You know, say, ma'am, do you have anything adjoining near the stairs?
Near
and
the
I'll-
stairs?
Use a little
Yeah, give me a
diplomacy.
diplomacy check, yeah.
a 30.
She looks at you, then looks down at the keys. My mistake. Picks up 2 of them, puts them back on their hooks, and then grabs the 2 adjacent rooms and places them down.
I'll
Right,
add
ma'am?
another silver to the.
Okay, yeah, she'll take it and smile wryly. All 3 right up. Just go up the stairs on your left.
Okay.
Thanks.
She nods.
Greshy's
and-
gonna grab one of the keys and make his way up.
I'm gonna do the same.
She picks up a small fish and begins polishing it. As you guys,
Polishing her fish.
Polishing a fish.
yeah, just
How does
polishing
one
it.
polish the fish?
She's got like a rag, and she's like polishing the scales of the fish. So you
Oh,
guys
okay.
turn and walk away and head upstairs.
Bye, fish lady.
I
Now
have
that
many
I've-
questions, and I'm not gonna ask any of them.
Don't you polish your fish, Greshy?
Change the name of the inn. The polished fish.
I'm not sure you even know what polishing your fish means there, Asher, so
Let's all go polish our fish.
let's not. Unless you're really wanting us to
later.
do it like in a circle or something.
No, it's separate rooms. Polish your own fish.
Actually, I was thinking we might want to share one room tonight. Leave the other 2 empty.
Oh. Polish our fish together.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're implying there, but
That's okay. We will have a sleepover. Well, apparently I had a shower just now, so
yeah,
I
you're
should be
good for
better.
a week
a week.
at least. Sure, we
So
can
we'll be
we
Let's
can
go
share a room
upstairs.
together. It's fine.
we'll set upstairs.
Whoever's got the room nearest to the stairs.
Okay.
Or
Yeah,
farthest.
you take the first room closest to the stairs. Unlock it
If
with one
anyone
of the
comes
keys. And...
up the stairs, they'll probably hit that. They'll probably go to that room first.
Well, they're going to be between us and the stairs either way.
No, there are other ways to exit a building.
Are there? Are there
Yeah.
windows?
There's a window at either end of the hall.
But not in the rooms themselves?
You haven't gone in a room yet. Or are you
Fair.
going inside the room or no?
We should check the room for windows.
Let's check the rooms and see if any of them has a window. Probably The only one that might would be the. Actually, I can't say that.
Shouldn't all rooms have windows?
I don't
might-
actually know the layout of this place.
Any of them might.
Let's check the
Depends
first
how big it
room.
is.
It's
Depends on
a
whether
it's
they're
a
interior.
so the building itself is 3 floors, wooden building. The stairwell is kind of just past the bar. Both sets of stairs going up or up and down are right there in the stairwell. And each floor is basically just one hallway with the stairwell in the middle. And there's windows at either end. You guys went up to the first floor, turned around the corner to your left, and just open up the first door, the first room that you have. And yeah, it looks like there's a window in that room. It looks like probably
Alright,
all the
that's fine.
rooms have windows.
No.
So there's a bed in here. Is there a dresser?
There is a bed and a writing desk. That's probably not in the best condition. And a simple, like, medium-sized chest for you to store your belongings, with like the key currently in it.
Sure. Should we move those in front of the door just in case? If you're worried about people barging in.
Sure.
Door open in or out?
How does it usually work in a hotel?
Most-
I guess
most
Usually it's
open
inward.
in.
Inward.
Yeah, open in. Yeah,
Because you don't want to be
Okay.
blocking the hallway from other people.
That's true.
that'd be a fire violation. Yeah.
And we know nothing about fire violations. So
Nothing at all.
nothing at all. So I'll help Gunn and Asher move, I assume, the desk over to try and block the door.
Let's attempt to do it without making a lot of noise.
Okay.
I'll get underneath and try and
slightly
lift it with my
lift.
shoulders.
All right. That'll
Just the
that'll
right
be a group athletics check then.
Athletics.
Sure.
Yes.
That's gonna go swimmingly.
To try and do it, because if you want to do it quietly, you'll all need to
Oh,
lift
no!
it.
Gunn! Gunn, why?
Well,
Gunn fumbles it.
It's like what you're good at.
I'm a little bit tired as well. So
It's been a day. Oh dear.
All right, so we got a natural one for a 13, a 19, and a 16. So Gunn got a 19, Asher got a 16, and Gunn
right.
trying to shoulder most of the weight from one side. You guys get over towards the door. You have to like lift it up off the ground. Gunn's on one side, Asher and Greshy are on the other. You walk it over to the door, and then you get ready to place it down, and it kind of slips from your fingers, Gunn, and jams your toe hard.
Oh no.
And you take 1 point of damage.
1 point of damage. I was gonna. If you didn't say it, I was gonna do it.
That's fair.
And it makes a loud thud when it does so.
That's fine. They don't know what we're up to in here.
But at least it's not a dragging
Polishing our
sound.
fish.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Ah, those
Can you make
lads.
it feel bad?
Okay, so
Which will
you've
regret
got
its
the-
sinful actions.
You've got the dresser, sorry, not the dresser, the desk blocking the door. Anything else you guys want to do?
Sleep.
Okay.
Meditate for a little while and do some more healing.
Okay. You probably have like maybe 30 minutes worth before you're like too tired to really think about it.
Yep. That makes sense. That's more than I was gonna necessarily even try, but like, yeah, it's been 10 minutes meditating. Today seems like it went not according to plan, so
Not according to plan. I think I went fine.
I will be pondering where I might have gone wrong.
What was our original plan for the summit? What were we hoping to figure out? Because I'm not sure what we were hoping to figure out.
Well, we found out that Ironbriar's behind something.
That he's at least part of the skin saws.
So we have now a lead that we can go try and check out his place. See what more information there may be.
Greshy, do you want to make one more heal check? That
Ah,
might-
sure, that's a great idea. I'll do that as I'm talking. I didn't say I was going for the higher one, so I'm going to take that as the regular one.
Okay.
Oh my god.
because just fuck it, I'll take it. Which is a regular 2d8.
Yes, so you rolled an 18 when you needed to beat a 15. So, Asher and Gunn get 2d8 HP, which is a total of 8, it looks like.
Yeah.
So each of you get 8 points of healing.
It still feels okay.
And Gunn, after 10
And then
minutes of
actually,
meditating...
while that's
and...
happening, I'll also
yeah.
go ahead and try the same on myself and Phelan.
Okay.
Still not going for the higher, just gonna take just a regular.
Natural 20.
No, it would have been fine, but I'll still just do the standards.
Normal. Okay.
8. And we'll both heal a whole 4 hit points, and he'll only heal 2 of that.
Okay. Oh, yes, he does take half healing.
I'll add another lay of hands to Asher and to myself.
Let's go to
Okay.
28. All right. Well, the other thing, and I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe there'll be more information in Iron Brian's place.
Iron Brains? I like it.
Iron Brains. Iron
Heavy
Briars.
brains.
At this point, the sun is starting to or there's light starting to creep up through the window, just from.
Has it really been all night?
Yeah.
All night.
Well, if I do sleep, I heal a bunch. Luckily for me.
Oh, we're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Shortly. Just.
We-
There's this old clock tower underneath Underbridge. I saw something there once, and that's where I was accosted by these sorts of men. These 7 brothers. Brothers of the 7, whatever. And by some coincidence, after killing one of them, they attempted to arrest me the next day. And it was that one specifically, that justice, that came for me. Normally this wouldn't be a big deal. I, did kill a man. Well, Phelan did. He was a good boy. But nobody usually cares what happens in Underbridge. People die there all the time. Why would they care about this one?
Who knew it was you also?
Well, the brothers did. And they reported it apparently to him. My question is, why did they think it was important enough for them to kill me in the first place? There was just some strange creature that had gone into this tower that killed a man.
Kind of creature.
I don't know, it was dark. I couldn't make it out too well. I just saw that it had a creature that it was eating. Went to try and find help, and the help then tried to kill me.
Sounds like another place we could investigate. But I think
See if there's more information with Ironbrier's house first.
before then would be try to find the Ironbriar
I
residence.
might give us better information anyway.
Maybe he has doppelgangers or
He's about to.
so forth. Yeah, apparently.
Two can
We
play
will
this
be the
game.
doppelganger.
We'll doppel their gangers.
Asher, did you gain 18?
Oh, no, I didn't.
I was gonna say
My
you
bad.
look pretty low there.
Whoops.
Well. Those are my thoughts on what we can do tomorrow. First, we'll check out Ironbrier's place, and if that gives us a better clue, we'll follow that, and if not, then we've got this as backup.
Let's rest. I'm literally going to sleep right in front of that dresser or desk that we pushed in front of, so it's like if anything so much as nudges it, it'll be bumping into me.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of sit down in front of it and lean back against it.
You taking the bed, Asher?
I don't need the bed. I'll go curl in the corner.
Then Greshy and Phelan will take the bed.
The
Okay. Phelan hops up
Field
onto the
camp.
bed and
where we keep our gear on. At least I will.
Well, my gear is not quite so difficult as some.
you're not wearing. Are you wearing heavy armor that will make you fatigued when you sleep? Or what kind of armor are you wearing?
I think it is heavy, but what's the side effect? I'll have to judge from that.
Yeah, let's see. If it's chainmail, then it's flexible, which I think doesn't have any kind of.
It's half plate.
Oh, that's going to cause a problem for sure.
Half plate. Yeah, okay. Let me see if there's any kind of. I don't actually remember if there is a penalty in this edition. Oh, I see. You can actually remove part since you've got half plate. It comes with an undercoat of padded armor underneath. You can just remove the plates when you sleep.
Okay.
Which I think just reduces your AC to like padded armor AC.
Mm-hmm. Takes 1 minute to don light armor, 5 minutes to don medium or heavy armor. So 5 minutes to don is the bit I'm worried about.
Right. I thought there was something about sleeping in armor, but I
think
can't
there
find
is.
it offhand.
I believe it does make you fatigued. I remember that.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
might have
call
been
it
rules from
fatigued
the,
for now. Yeah, I'm gonna call it fatigued for now if you're not wearing something
What's
lighter
fatigued?
like the padded armor. Fatigued sucks ass.
Then we
It's
probably
pretty
better
bad.
not do that.
Fatigued. You take a -1 status penalty to AC saving throws, AC and saving throws. During exploration, you cannot choose an exploration activity, and you can only recover from fatigue after a full night's rest.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'll go down to the
Padded armor for now.
padded armor for now. Yeah.
Okay,
You won't be unarmored, so that's better.
Yeah, you just remove the bulkier pieces of metal and just kind of place them on the ground beside you.
Yep.
Keeping your weapon at
Well,
hand.
I'll put them in the bag of holding just in case we need it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
I think we should stay.
Be ready to jump and go at any moment.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, you guys fall asleep dreaming sweet dreams or nightmares, depending. And you wake up on Wheel Day, Lamachan the 23rd. Yeah, you wake up kind of in the, like, at noon, after you guys are all, like, fully rested, given the kind of late night.
Okay, and nobody bothered us?
No, nobody seems to have bothered you.
Okay.
Does Phelan need to make any sort of rolls for his situation?
Possibly. Yes, he needs a fortitude save.
Okay. Let's see how bad it could be. It's a 21.
Okay. He takes 15 points of negative energy damage, or negative damage.
Okay. That's not great.
And he otherwise stays the same. He regains half HP from healing.
From all sources of healing?
Yes, from all sources of healing.
Including resting? Okay.
Yes.
That's why I was double checking.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
How much-
So,
How much do we regain from resting?
yes, you
con
should regain
times fort, or con
Con
times
times
level,
level.
excuse me.
con modifier times level.
Unless you have a special thing that increases that, which you might. Sometimes it's twice con times level.
So, yeah, he'll take that
Got it.
damage first thing in the morning after he wakes up.
Okay, so after he wakes up, so we'll
Yes.
go ahead and take that.
I'll let
So
you get
he
the
would
healing first.
heal 6 times 3, so 18.
Toughness. One of
So he
those
really
things.
gets like 3 hit points back total then.
And is he dead?
No.
Okay.
He would not have been dead if he took it before or after.
Okay.
Definitely not after he heals in the morning from a night of sleep. So Greshy gets 3 times 6, so he gets 18 as well. Excellent. Excelsior. All that jazz. Did we level up?
Yes.
Well, there's a thought.
Oh, did we really?
Did we actually level up?
Yes.
Yay!
Oh, all right. That changes a lot.
I don't know if you guys want to do that right now, or we can do it at the
Can I just
next
put the
sleep.
number in?
If you guys know, yeah, you guys can update your numbers.
Okay. The number. All right, that's it. We've done it.
Take a quick look at what there is to update.
Is it a lot of work? That's all I need to know.
Mine
Ooh!
is not.
It's
I've
probably not a
already
ton of
I've already
work.
planned out my level, but
Okay, if you guys know what you're gonna take, go ahead and take it. You
I
can do it.
don't yet.
I get
A quick
armor
level break.
expertise and weapon spec.
character level 7. And then for Phelan,
I meant to warn you guys before the session, but I forgot. Rip.
That's all. That's cool.
I there was a part of me that kind of guessed just because of the level of fight that was, but I didn't know for sure.
And I think we were slightly behind on my level up curve, so
You did mention something about that.
perhaps next book I will try using the actual EXP rolls.
Perhaps. So at this level, I will be increasing my medicine skill to mastery, or to master. And I will be picking up a general feat of ride.
Ooh.
Okay. I see you're taking that in advance of something. All right.
I also gain 2 4th level spell slots. It's
All
quite
right,
nice.
you may gain those.
I'll fill in my general feat and skill increase as we go, but I get armor expertise and weapon spec.
Nice.
Weapon specialization lets you has like
I already
critical
have
specialization or
weapon
something?
specialization as long as I'm using my imbued weapon.
I see.
I don't. At least I already have the weapon specialization effect.
Okay.
I don't know what's added on top of that with.
This might give you maybe it gives
or
it to
if
you
it
with all
increases to hit,
weapons.
then
I don't remember. It's been a while since I looked at weapon
been a
specialization.
while.
You deal an extra 2 damage
That's not bad.
with weapons and unarmed attacks with which you are an expert. Oh, sorry. What level are you guys? You're 7.
We are now 7.
Yeah. So yeah, you deal extra 2 damage with weapons and unarmed attacks with which you are an expert. Once you're a master, that goes up to 3, and once you're legendary, it goes up to 4.
Nice.
Oh, but it takes a minute to propagate through the sheet. There we go. There's my medicine. Medicine is now master.
And then for ranger,
Ranger's a bunch of stuff. I just found it. Okay,
that might be
evasion, vigilant senses, skill increase, general feat, and a weapon specialization.
Nice.
yeah. So evasion is your proficiency rank for reflex goes to master instead of expert, and when you roll a success on reflex, you get a crit success instead. Vigilant senses, your proficiency rank in perception goes up to master, so you're getting better at spotting keen details. Weapon specialization is the same thing that we just said. You get an extra 2 damage for weapons that are weapons and unarmed attacks with which you are an expert. And it goes up to 3 once you're master and 4 once you're legendary with those weapons. And then you get a general feat. And your skill increases.
Ooh.
So yeah, you guys can go ahead and do your
Wonderful,
skill
thank you.
increases.
Believe in you. You can do it.
Hashtag do it live.
How do we do our skill increases again?
In the character sheet, there's a tab up at the top that's like level up. And if you change your level to 7, it should add a new... Oh, sorry, skill increases, not
Yeah, sorry.
not stat increases. Skill increases. On the skills sidebar, there's like a little button you can tab to turn it into
Yep.
little button mode.
Upper right corner of the actual bar itself.
Yeah, in the top right.
Sweet.
And then you can just change them from trained to whatever. And I believe at 7th level, you guys can start doing... Or can you start doing master? yet?
Master.
That's a nice chunk of AC.
So yeah, you can increase something from trained to master if you... trained to expert, or from expert to master.
And it's one thing?
Yes, I believe you just pick
Okay.
one thing.
Wait, you can go to master at level 7?
Yes. Level 7 is the first level that you can start doing master skills.
Mhm.
So yeah, you can go from untrained to trained, or trained to expert, or expert to master.
Nice.
A gun show master.
Athletics.
Yeah, athletics master.
Gotta boost those guns.
Now, my only expert skills right now are diplomacy and intimidation, so I could raise one of those up to mastery.
Absolutely.
Being a master diplomat does sound pretty good.
And being a master in any of their skills also gives you access to greater skill feats.
Correct.
There's some that you have to be a master in to be able to get. So
But I think I can come back to that later and figure it out after the
Sure.
session.
Okay. If everybody has at least picked their skill or whatever, if you've picked whatever you're going to pick, we can continue on.
perhaps just need to get this thing to finish loading. Takes
Okay.
a while to propagate to level up.
So what would you guys like to do? You are there in your room. Would you like to review the evidence? Would you like to head out on the town?
I don't know.
Is
Would
the
you like
evidence
to-
dry yet?
Well, is it readable even if it is
Yeah,
dry?
is it
It
legible?
might not be legible.
I'll pass the paper to Greshy and say, can you do anything to clean this up?
How bad is it?
I don't
So
know. If
he-
it's just
he
been
hands
in the
you-
water.
Yeah, he pulls out and hands you this folded up piece of parchment.
I open it up and take a look.
Okay.
How does it look?
You unfold and open it. It's pretty smudged.
That's what I was afraid of.
Basically gone.
I can
Mending or prestidigitation or anything like that? you
I
do?
can try to clear it up, but I don't think I can undo water damage,
Yeah,
and
you,
I don't
you
have
try
any spell for mending.
you
of that
try a
sort.
prestidigitation, and while you manage to clean the parchment up a bit, it doesn't smell anymore of damp, but still smudged.
Was it, can we tell whether it was mostly just text or whether it had any
This
signatures or
looks...
seals or anything like that? Was it a letter? Was it
Sure. Give me a society check if you're going to try and determine the type of paper this was.
Aha. Looks like it was
Ooh.
definitely some kind of a note.
Do you know much
that's-
about society there, Gunn?
That was a 9 from Gunn.
Let me see if I'm a bit more educated on that sort of thing. 15.
15. Let me consult. You're trying to figure it out, and you can't tell. It looks pretty note-like to you.
Hmm.
Some writing on parchment.
No pictures?
No,
no
no
wax
pictures.
stuck to it?
I
No
try
wax
my
either.
society.
Yeah, you can try your
It's
society
my
check too.
very, very sad. It's slightly better somehow than Guns. A 5. I don't even know what this is.
This looks like
Uh,
paper.
This looks like toilet paper, guys.
That is unfortunately a critical failure and not a failure, so I won't trigger your
Ah.
your
Oh,
special
I
ability.
thought you were going to say she, like, tears the paper.
What is
He's-
this trash? I crumple it and throw it away.
It's toilet paper.
Yeah, you
I
have
guess.
no idea. Just looking at it, it just looks like someone wrote something, but you don't know what.
Ooh, I get some fun spells this level, don't I? But I know what I'm going to take. Anyway,
Yeah, you guys all just look at it. It just seems lost to you.
Damn. Well, we could go back to the sawmill and see what they're making of it today.
Never return to the scene of the crime, Gun.
I know.
What are you doing?
Asher, how do you know how not to do that? No,
Have
no.
I
Asher
committed
just like
crimes?
puts up his hand.
All of a sudden, I want to know this.
No.
Where would
I just know you don't do that.
Justice Ironbriar live?
Most likely he'd live, I'd imagine, in Naus. Maybe Alabaster. One of the fancier districts up in the eastern side of things.
How could we best? Yep. I mean, I agree with you, but how could we best find his specific residence?
Do they have a yellow pages?
Because you can't even putting on his face and going, "Excuse me, where do I live?"
That might be a
Not-
bit much.
Maybe
not
he's
really
so
work.
old he doesn't remember where he lives.
He's an elf. They live for fucking years. It's terrible.
Doesn't mean they're smart at living.
Well, we could try and be clever about asking.
If we had a message that needed to go to his house.
Or just try and play like you're some sort of tourist, asking about where justices live.
Do tourists like to know where justices live? Are they
I don't know
famous
what
people?
tourists like. Do I look like a tourist?
I don't know what tourists like either. You
I
could
showed you the
convince
park. You
me.
like the park, but I don't know
I
what
did
else.
like the park.
See, there you go. But I mean, the justices are real fancy, rich, and important people. They're gonna live someplace fancy and rich and important.
Oh, maybe have like a map of the stars, like in Hollywood. Map
Nice.
of the justices.
I just see Jason laughing over
No.
there.
No.
I don't,
Oh,
I don't think they're going to be selling star maps.
Jason,
But
why not?
my biggest
need a
concern
star
about
map.
getting in Gunn is we're probably going to have to contend with some guards.
Oh, are they that fancy?
Oh,
I don't know anything about justices.
Oh,
Well, we could. I mean, we do have a pretty good disguise.
I don't
but it
imagine you
might not
found any
last.
sort of emblem or important thing. You just found the keys or whatever?
Yeah, we got keys. We've got a mask that can. We've got the ability to look like him.
Mm-hmm. Well,
We don't know what kind of family he has, though, so it could be like
What if he has like
very awkward.
kids, like a wife and kids who love him, and we've just killed him?
you realize this is the man who forced Aldern into a terrible situation where he became a ghoul, which
So,
then caused him to start hunting you.
I'm
Yeah, it
not
seems
saying
like-
that he's good. I
Yeah.
think he's good. He's dead. What if his wife and kids didn't know how horrible he was? What if he was living?
Well, then we've
double
saved
life?
them from some terrible thing that could have happened to them later down in life.
And then what if they want to kiss Gunn when he goes in and hug him?
You do know how to kiss, right, Gunn?
You have to be ready to kiss his family.
A little bit.
All right, as long as you're comfortable. I'm not sure about Asher sometimes. So
I'm not comfortable kissing anybody now, for sure.
for sure now.
Sure now.
Before you were kind of like on the fence a bit, but now
Yeah, it
you're
was
just
a little
definitely
weird,
in the know.
but now
Did you want to try and fix up Phelan? Again?
Oh, I definitely don't want to do that. And this was what I was trying to check.
can we help in any way for that check? Or is it just up to you?
That's just a counteract.
Yeah, unless anybody has some kind of ability that boosts counteracts. Or gives bonuses to rolls or anything like that. Skill checks.
I have only guidance.
Assist?
I don't
No?
know if that works.
You could probably hand him that's an amulet, right?
I can cast it on him, I think.
What spell?
Guidance.
Guidance? I don't know if that helps.
Ooh,
Guidance would help.
I think guidance does
Guidance
help.
Probably would have made the difference last time.
I forgot. I didn't.
Oh well.
Oops.
I'm gonna double check here.
Yeah, let me see.
Attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Is it a skill check? It's not exactly a skill though.
No, yeah, I think it wouldn't help here.
Because primal isn't a skill.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not a skill check.
It's all right.
It would say one roll, I think. Otherwise,
Remind me, Jason. Does
well.
casting into the higher
Yeah,
spell slot improve the chances?
No, not unless it
Okay.
has some heightened effect.
It does. It doesn't have a heightened. I just was trying to remember if it did or not. All right,
Yeah, as far as I
well-
recall, that is no.
Let's type in a couple things here. Oop. Well, I can try it a couple of times this morning. So, not quite as fireball happy today as I was yesterday. So we'll give it a go. We will cast Remove Disease. And that will be 1d20 plus 19 now, since we've leveled up.
It's a big difference.
Not 19, sorry. 13. It was only
Yeah,
it's
like, wait,
slightly
what?
better yet.
Okay.
I great. It's wonderful. So that one fails. Once 10 minutes gone, and one spell slot.
Okay. Phelan's just been kind of lying down in the corner of the room the whole time. Just not even really bothering to get up.
Going to cast again. 17. There we go.
That's
There's a
nice.
27.
Okay. So you try and you're like, please, please. You just have both hands over him while you're focusing on the spell. The first pulse of healing energy doesn't seem to work, so you try again, focusing harder and harder, closing your eyes and like whispering to yourself prayers to your god, and eventually Phelan's eyes kind of perk up and he looks a bit better. His hair or his fur has stopped falling out in patches, and you can watch the skin kind of heal over.
Oh, good.
During those 20 minutes while we're waiting, I will use some. I'll use one lay on hands to heal myself. Then I'll
Okay.
meditate. Use another on Greshy. Meditate again.
Okay.
And use one on Phelan. So I end with 1 point expended for the day, and we get 3 plus 18s.
Okay.
No,
Is it still plus 18 after the
it's
level?
going to be plus 24 now.
Plus
Cool,
24. Goodness.
And that's just
I'll
flat
definitely take
24
that.
healing to everybody?
Yeah.
Or to every... sorry, that was
24
to...
except for Asher.
Greshy,
Sorry, Asher.
Phelan...
I'm healthy,
Okay.
actually.
Well,
God.
I
I'm
will.
good.
I'll take another 10 minutes and just try medicine check DC 20 on Phelan and Asher. Now that I've got Phelan feeling a bit better.
I'm fine as far as healing goes.
So that's a critical success on a DC 20 check.
Okay, so you get
So-
4d8.
48
Come
plus
on,
10.
4. Oh, plus... wait, do you add something?
If you do the higher difficulty, I did the 20.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you did the higher one. Yes,
It's a
48
plus 10 for the 20, and it's plus, I think, 30 if I want to try a DC 30. But
Right.
didn't want to try that one. Not quite that good. So 4d8 plus
If
10.
we're
So 24 back for Asher and for Phelan, which I think maxes Phelan back out.
if
I
we're
didn't
waiting
even
another
need
10
it.
minutes, then I can get my second point back.
Okay, so you
I
get your second point
honestly
back.
couldn't tell if you were at full health or not, Asher, so I was just
I
like, I'll
am.
put...
Now,
Yeah, when I sleep, I get
Sweet.
twice what I
Oh, that's
normally
right.
get back. Yeah,
So
so,
altogether
I'm
we
usually quite
spent-
healthy.
altogether, we spent like another half hour.
That was about half an hour this morning of just doing that. And I'm also down 2 spell slots, but it's okay.
Plus,
Just letting you know.
plus an hour of spell preparation time and daily prep stuff. Okay. So it's like 1 or 2 in the
It's
afternoon.
already 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Perfect time to wake up.
When you guys stroll out of the... Well, do you stroll out? Where are you going? What you doing?
Yeah, let's stroll out. It looks like
You
we're going to have to cross
drag
over the
the-
island.
the
I th-
desk back to its position.
I will
Yeah.
put things back. Everyone's feeling a bit better, and we're just play it normal. We didn't know anything happened last night. We heard about the fire, but we were kind of
I
preoccupied.
didn't hear about a fire.
I heard
When
about
would we
fire.
have-
You didn't hear about that?
When would we have heard about a fire?
This morning, people have been talking about it.
Well, I mean, so
Talking
as
about it?
you guys come downstairs, as you're like trying to figure out your story, I guess, whispering to each other.
Well, I'm
Well,
telling
I
you,
mean-
we're gonna hear about it. So
Okay.
the story is this morning. We heard about it. Not last night. We were busy polishing our fish.
Yes, together.
If I haven't heard about it, then I can say that I haven't heard about it.
Oh, I'm telling you about it. There was a fire last night.
Well,
You
now I
heard
can't
about
say I haven't heard about it.
Oh, hey, look, there was a fire last night. You heard about
What
it this morning.
fire? Where was the fire?
I love how this plan relies on the paladin who's
Being-
unable to lie, dressing up as someone else and deceiving other people.
I'm well aware of
Yes,
the
I
tightrope.
yes.
Well, role playing isn't specifically lying about it.
Are we talking
if
about role
someone
playing
asks
polishing our
me-
fish?
If someone asks me what is your name, I can't.
You
I
want
can
me?
say-
You want me to try and pull some shenanigans?
Hey, you have
can-
to.
I can
You have to be
say,
in character.
"What do you mean? What is my name? You filthy peasant! Don't you know who I am?"
Don't you
I can
Oh
recognize?
say
no,
that.
everything has to be a somewhat truth.
That's true.
Yes.
You could just be. Don't you recognize me? We can pull this
Okay.
off. It'll be fine.
So you guys talk about it a bit before you head downstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
But you come down and hand over the keys. It's a different
do
person
breakfast
there
here?
this morning. No, there doesn't. They do liquid breakfasts. Liquid. Well, it's way past breakfast now. It's like liquid.
Well, I
Lunch.
guess I'm more wondering, do they have any sort of like thick, bready beer? Take with us.
Yeah, sure.
pay for
Just a copper.
That's what he said. Liquid breakfast.
Yeah.
So, anybody want some?
I'm
They'll
good. I
give you,
think
like,
I'll
They'll give you
Get
like a
some-
bread roll with it.
There you go.
I
I'll
think
eat
I'll get
bread.
something as we travel. Find a food stall along the
I'm
way.
sure there'll be some, but
Bread and beer. A
Bread and
yeasty
beer.
feast.
Okay.
Aye.
Yeah, there's a few people in the bar. Must be like night shift workers who are just there, or like early morning shift workers who are there for like a bit of a lunch break, just to have a few drinks. And you do hear people just kind of frantically talking about the fire at the sawmill last night. You guys make your way outside.
I have decided I'm going to go ahead and lock in a mastery of diplomacy.
Okay. And you guys make your way outside. And there are some food vendors around. So if you want to stop and grab a bite to eat, that's just a copper to grab something small.
any watermelon?
Ooh, watermelon here in this part of the city at this time of year, not so much.
That's fair. Worth asking.
There's some like what? There's some squash. Lots of squash.
Roasted squash?
Yeah, some people have some roasted squash at their stall.
I do. Something like that.
Oh, the
Oh.
popped corn.
Popped corn is a mystical innovation only available in Sandpoint, I'm afraid.
I've not seen it since.
Yep.
And I miss it so.
We can suggest it to some of these guys. We can say, I've heard that if you take corn and heat it, dry it and heat it, it turns into this fluffy. Oh, it was divine. You should add that to your menu.
Just imagine if we had pockets full of corn while in the sawmill. How
Okay.
delightful that would have been for everyone.
So
Give me
what
a
you're saying
diplomacy
is
check,
next
Gunn.
time a sawmill burns, we should
Corn.
add some popcorn.
Yes. Bring corn at all times. Greshy could make popcorn.
That-
He summons his ball of fire, and we have corn. Why didn't we think of this?
Yeah, give me a diplomacy check, Gunn.
Okay. My first use of master diplomacy is a 28.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to talk the stall
Introduce
owner into
popcorn
into
Magnamar.
trying it out at least. He's kind of incredulous about it. He doesn't think it's gonna work. That sounds stupid. That sounds crazy. But you tell him how good it was, and he's like, maybe I'll give it a shot. I'll try it.
Could
Think
have
you
used some butter though. Just melted right on there.
now he's even more incredulous.
That's
But
heresy.
you take your small snacks and head on off to wherever you're going. Where are you going?
Are we gonna go on the islet?
Across the bridge, right
Hey.
by the
Ooh.
place we're not supposed to go.
Never return to the scene.
Well, we're not going in there. We're just
Avoid
gonna-
the scene at all costs.
Let's not be caught looking at it, but we can ride past it. It's there. Are there
ride
con-
past it.
You're right.
I-
Walk past it.
We're all riding on Phelan, who's now extra strong.
It's
So
not
you
that strong.
guys, yeah, he's the same size as he was last time. So you guys walk through Kyver's Islet, across the two bridges, across one bridge to get on and one bridge to get off. You're not able to quite see the sawmill. Well, it's definitely not that it's burned down, but there isn't any active fire or anything at this point.
Has it burned down? Does it appear to be?
You guys didn't really get close enough to see it, but
Okay.
probably, possibly.
Would I believe a sawmill would burn down in its entirety? With my knowledge of sawmills.
Yes, it's quite likely, especially considering that one was made entirely of wood,
And filled with wood.
and filled with wood. Yeah, it's not likely to survive, unless they manage to get some water crews out there quickly. But
It didn't look like it to me.
Maybe we
Nope.
should go back to our information broker that we met the other day.
Yeah. Suppose we could. We could just ask around. Just do it in a
Is there any,
very
is there any
subtle
benefit
manner.
to making a stronger relationship with that particular information broker? I mean, she's gonna, if we do so, she's gonna probably figure out that we're the ones causing this commotion. But that might not be the worst thing for us.
anything we sell to an information broker, as far as information goes, may be bought by someone else.
She seems to agree with our general purpose of helping the poor not get murdered.
That's fair. And she would have a good ear or good feel on the pulse to see if Justice Ironbrier's absence has been noted yet.
Yeah.
Aye, let's go talk to her.
She might have some tips for us too.
Okay.
Tip top
Name.
lady.
do you remember her
Not
name?
sure.
Oh, Jackie the Fox. Also, we could ask Jackie the Fox, right? Wasn't he in this town? Or
No,
was he back
Jackie
in
the Fox was in Sandpoint.
Aye.
Drat. I had him written down in the Magnamar section of my notes.
Ah,
But I did remember. I do remember that he was from Sandpoint. I just wrote him in the wrong section.
I don't have her name down. Did we even ask her name?
Wasn't it? No, that was the mage.
Wasn't she a tea lady?
Yeah, the mage was like Mistress Thunder Ice or something like that.
Thunder Thighs?
No, Ice.
yes, there
Freezing.
was a mage that you talked to that had a name along those lines. Yeah.
Tea
the,
grandma.
No, it was a tea lady that we spoke to as an information broker. Yes.
Mother tea leaves.
Okay. I guess somebody give me like a Magnamar lore or society or diplomacy to try and figure out where that was again.
26.
Okay.
Magnamar lore.
Yeah, you remember roughly where it was, and lead the group off in that direction through town.
All right.
As we're going, is the guard presence more notable as we're going through than usual, or? That's the same?
Yes, the guard presence is quite notable. There are a lot of town guard just stopping people, asking them questions. You hear kind of all around, everybody's kind of like whispering, particularly closer to Kyver's Islet. But as you get further away, it's a bit lessened.
Nobody stops us to ask questions though.
No, nobody's stopped you.
Okay.
Any sort of bounty posters or anything obvious? What they might be looking for?
Perception check if you want to
Aye.
look out for one.
29.
No, you don't see any. You do see like a couple of bounty posters on some bulletin boards as you like pass by the park, but they don't appear to be for you guys. You just kind of stop and glance through them.
Sure.
Seem to mostly be for local thieves in the area.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
You continue your way through the low cleft district, out towards the dockway, and to the informant's place. Which I'm going to say is there.
It was, yeah, I think it was in the capital district. I think that sounds right. Ish. Or maybe it was left.
It was kind of on the edge of the dockway in
Yeah.
capital.
Nice.
Oh, do you remember exactly where it was?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I remember it was in this area. It was in dockway. I just couldn't tell
It's
you where.
somewhere
It
over
doesn't help that we've also rotated things a bit.
Yes,
So-
the map is rotated. It's here now. Okay, you guys make your way to Blackleaf Tea. It is open. You knock at the door, and the kindly old woman from before opens it and sees you all there. It's you again. Come
Yes,
for some
fancy
tea.
that. We have some more things to discuss with you if you have the time.
Yes, I
chat.
have some new teas in stock. I can show you what
Delightful.
I've got. Come, please. Take off your shoes as you enter. And she kind of points to
Kicking off my boots.
All right.
Ah, party time.
Okay, you follow her to her, one of the tea rooms, where she begins pouring out some kind of dark colored tea. It's got like a tinge of red in it, and she places some simple like a like a largish leaf on top of each one, hands it to each of you, and
has
takes one for herself and
as well.
takes a sip. Yeah. All poured from the same
Mhm.
kettle. So, what is it that you would ask of me today?
Have you heard anything recently about Justice Ironbriar?
Justice Ironbriar? That sort of information is a bit dangerous. Are you sure you want to
Sub-
know?
Substantially either more or less dangerous than it was yesterday. Probably more.
It'll
But
be
we
5
haven't
gold.
much choice. We haven't got much choice in the matter.
She
This juncture.
slides. She slides a shallow
And-
basket towards you. 5 gold is what I will require.
All right, I'll put 5 gold in there. And I'll also take the keys out, the small keys, and put them on the table.
She takes a look at them. Not quite entirely sure what you mean, or if there's any kind of implication from that. Uh, Justice Ironbriar has not been acting himself lately.
In what
From
way
what
is
I
that?
heard, he never returned home this morning. His attendants have been quite in a fit about it.
If he were to return home now, how could he? I mean, would they allow him any space, any time alone, or would he be pulled into obligations right away? Would you say?
Well, he does have quite the busy daytime job at the court.
I imagine a man with that kind of power, though, could order everyone to leave him alone, and they would perhaps do so. They would have no choice but to do so.
His own servants, yes, but should the court come calling, he is not the highest of the 12 justices.
Where does he stand?
He is, well, there is really just one chief justice and the remaining 11. He is one of the other 11, largely in charge of prosecution in the city.
Yeah, he was prosecuting quite thoroughly. Maybe a bit too thoroughly. Let's see. Shall we also? I'll pass these guys a look, and I'll. Shall I bring out the mask of his as well? I'll kind of like reach into the.
I don't know. I'm showing all the items. What is the purpose?
I think Greshy made a non-verbal remark. I think that was Greshy shaking
Sorry,
his
that
head.
was a quiet shake of my head.
Well, we've uncovered some rather disturbing information about what he may have been getting up to recently that you say is not himself. What do you mean when you say he was not himself? Has he been acting erratically?
Well, he's always been strange in his dealings with the brothers. Of
Is that well
late... No, dearie. It is not known his involvement in the brothers. But I suspect you already knew, based on our last discussion. And by the fact that she points at the keys.
Yeah.
No, as of late, his dealings with them seem to have taken up more of his time. He rarely comes home in the evenings anymore. He's often seen, or word on the, from what I've heard, he's mostly spent time at various holdings that the Brothers of the Seven own. He only comes back early in the morning to get a brief amount of rest and then go out for his day's work.
What holdings might those be?
Just their businesses around the city. Primarily the sawmill, but they have other places.
The sawmill will not be something he's tending to.
She takes a sip and then just calmly says, I know.
What's another place? What's the second place on the list?
He has, well, the brothers own a loan shark company in the Lowclef district. I know he spends some time there, but most nights I believe he's at the, or was at the sawmill.
Well, after last night, you may find some decrease in the murder rate around this area. But sad to say, there's likely much more going on here than just some skin saw cultists.
That would make sense. His Ironbriar has been operating in the city for many years. His group has been there for quite a long time. But something changed recently. Their targets. The frequency.
My present belief is that they are using these killings as a method of extracting power, magical energy of some sort, to permanently empower themselves and their organization. With
She frowns.
Dark energies. Now we are doing our best to stop that from happening, but it's very difficult with the way they have the city's governance in their pocket. So, I've come clean, guys. Sorry. Just felt like I'd had enough of the dance, and this lady seems to be at least discreet, if not totally on our side. We'll see if we can win her over, is my feeling.
Well, I won't say that you didn't do us a good service, but I hope you're aware of just the depth of trouble you've gotten yourself into.
Are they looking for us?
No, they don't know who you are yet. I don't know how clean your tracks are, or were. They're still investigating, still asking questions. But the disappearing of a justice is quite difficult to cover up for long.
Indeed.
All right.
Where would we find Ironbriar Manor?
Ironbriar Manor. He lives alone, well, with his attendants anyway, in the capital district, not too far from the courts. And I will put that on your map. She describes in more detail where it is. But it is to the northeast of where you are now.
Does he do much for guards, or does he feel the need?
Mostly his guards are other members of the Seven, as far as I'm aware. He does have a few attendants who live in his home. They may try to ask questions if you go there.
You have family?
No, he was a very solitary man. He did not... was one of the only justices who had no family.
Oh, thank goodness.
Glad you feel better, Asher.
I do feel better. That makes Asher feel very good.
Do. Certainly would have second thoughts about getting any bystanders involved.
I can tell
Plus,
you
you know
that
the
his
clock
servants
tower.
do... Well, his servants do go home at night. They don't live with him. So if you're trying to break in, their best chance is at night.
Especially if they're used to him coming home very late at night.
Usually early in the morning, I think she said.
Yeah, early in the morning is they usually get in just before he does.
So,
Let's aim to do that then.
well, they've already missed him for a day. We might be better off just not being around when they are.
But
Then there's no questions to be asked.
If we have to
Yeah.
fight anyone, I don't want to fight innocent servants.
Oh, I don't think the servants will be fighting anybody. It's more if he has any guard.
Well, what if they get in the way, and then we have to shoot them? That's the sound of me.
I'm concerned about that for multiple reasons. Just try not to kill them. That's
Yeah, I think
if
we
you're
can
so
do
worried.
that. I think we can do that.
I'm
Try
I'm
not to
gonna be
kill them.
honest. They're probably pansies. You threaten them with a sword, they'll sit down. We tie them up. It's fine. A few of them might think that they're good at dueling or something, but they're not fighters. Not all of them. They're attendants. I'd be more concerned about the guards.
Okay.
We'll see.
What was that about a clock tower?
Oh, do you know anything about the clock tower?
Which one?
The one
You
under the Great Bridge.
Beneath the iron span?
Aye.
Not many go around there these days. A lot of people turn up missing. Headless
Ironbar hasn't been
bodies.
seen near there at all.
I'm not sure. None of my informants will go anywhere near the place.
All right.
All I know is that bodies turn up missing there. Or people turn up missing there.
And-
People who are missing turn up there. Their bodies.
Okay.
There are people who
bodies
used to be
mangled.
there and they're not, and they're dead.
Yes.
So-
People who go there are no longer there. Or are no longer
Then they
here.
turn up somewhere else. but
They were once there, and now they're not there. They're someplace else. They might be dead. They're probably dead. They're dead.
You guys are just blowing my mind here. How many- I still don't feel like I understood any of that.
I don't know if that made any sense to me,
None of
but
that
it's
made
all
any
right.
sense to me.
Many
It's
people
Are
who go
they,
there die.
are they there or are they not there?
They're there,
They're
but they're
dead.
missing.
That's important.
Sometimes they might be there, but they were missing before, but they are dead now.
Yeah, so people often go missing in that area. Like the last place they've been seen is there, in around the clock tower.
See, they're there, but they're missing.
They don't go missing elsewhere and then turn up there.
Or they don't
Correct.
turn up elsewhere after they've gone missing there.
Correct. That one's the correct one. Yes. Once they go missing near the clock tower, they don't come back.
I think we got it.
All right.
All right.
I'll leave it. That's, I think, still a good backup place to check just in
Yeah, I
case.
feel like we should now go
Yeah.
to the clock tower.
I mean,
And where was this the loan shark place also?
it was
Put
in
that on our
Love
map as well.
someplace.
Yeah,
Could you give us the exact
yes,
address of that one?
she can, yeah. Let me ba.
Bit down there to the south.
Yeah, a bit down to the south.
You'd think that they'd be a bit more
southwest.
clever about their
7
naming scheme.
loans. Only 7 loans will be given today.
Yes, the 7 Loans building is to the southwest.
So we could try digging up some information there, or we could just shut it down, deprive them of resources. But I think we're better served just trying to
Let's-
get to the heart of things.
I would watch yourselves if you may not want to make yourselves too known to the city guard.
Oh, trust me, I definitely don't.
That is the plan.
At least not without proof. Do you have any proof?
At
Proof would make it a lot easier.
this
I'll-
point, I could bring out the mask, Ironbriar's cult mask.
I'll bring out the letter, but it's pretty ruined.
She looks at them both. I'm afraid a mask and a soggy piece of paper are not evidence enough in the Magnamar courts.
Well aware of that.
We didn't exactly get much else out of the sawmill before it went up.
There was a bit of fire. You understand.
I do, but the guards won't.
Guards can bite me.
Just
And
be
they
careful
might,
that you don't end up in the
chance.
hells. It's not
Do
often
want
that
to
those in the
avoid
hells
that.
get out.
Yep.
Okay.
Asher's
what do you
pretty
guys
face
do?
wouldn't do very well in there.
You don't know me.
You don't know where I've been.
You don't know me. Prison is an excellent place to hide and curl in a ball.
And never see the forest again.
Never see. Maybe I can grow a plant.
There's no sun in the hills.
I don't like prison anymore.
So we should make our way to Ironbriars tonight, I think.
Yeah, late.
At least after dark, there'll be probably less of the attendants.
Mhm.
There may be some guards, but we can possibly bypass them.
Clock tower this afternoon.
Sure. Broad daylight might be better anyway.
Given where it is. And the manor after dark.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
What was your name?
I don't give out my name.
But we've given you ours.
I
Seem like a
know.
friendly sort.
Did we?
Well, I did give out Asher's because I called him Asher.
Whoa! Giving out my name without consent there.
It's fine.
I
I,
like to think
already
that
know your
Greshy,
names.
signs Ash's
I'll-
name on anything he signs.
Besides, I wouldn't be surprised if she knew our names anyway.
She
Yeah,
might, but
she does. She does say that. She says, "I already know your names, but if you want to know mine, that's more than you can afford."
Is there something we can call you instead then?
She shrugs. Call me what you will.
How old is she? Would it be weird to say T grandma?
It would
Tea
not
Granny?
be weird to say Tea Granny or Tea Grandma. No.
I'm gonna call her T Granny.
Asher will say T granny.
She winces a bit at it, but just kind
Well-
of shakes her head slightly.
If you don't like it, you got to tell us a better name. But since you won't, T Granny, it's Bubby.
I like T granny.
If we want to be clever about it, we could call her Lady Grey.
Lady Earl Grey.
Come back with a few thousand gold, and then we can talk names.
Maybe we will.
For a few thousand gold, it better be getting your true name.
The next time I get 1,000 gold, I'm be like, all right, guys, I gotta go back.
right.
I have something to do.
let's shall we move out?
Let's get to move on, see if we can make it over to there for too long.
Okay. Sorry, where are
Oh.
you going? You're going to.
I have one more question for her.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where might I buy where would be a good place to check along the way for a ring of fire protection? Simple question. Simple question.
Just a simple question. It'd be fine.
I
ring of
suddenly am a little
fire
bit
protection.
less comfortable waiting for.
She thinks a moment.
I guess there might be a run on them today, though.
I do know of a shop in the capital district, and she scribbles down the name of the ring smith and hands it to you.
Great.
Well, I didn't prepare as much fireballs today. I promise.
Magic Ring Emporium.
All right,
Rings
Julius's
are-
Crazy J's magic ring
Julian's
Imperium.
Julian's fabulous rings.
There we go.
Oh,
Crazy Julie.
Crazy J.
And yeah, that's in
All right.
in the capital district.
seems
Okay.
like a short detour.
Do you guys want to detour
sure.
over there? All right, you guys make your way over to Julian's
to-
fabulous rings.
Aye. Somebody wants to buy a ring, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Was
do
looking for
have a ring of fire resistance in stock. You may purchase
Hey,
it.
great.
And me without all my fire spells today. Actually replaced most of them.
I don't remember how much a ring of resistance is, but I hope you do.
It's 250.
Okay, yeah, 250 gold.
Great. Done.
Done and done.
All right, you got your ring.
Now we're heading to Underbridge.
I would make him a shopkeeper, but it's late. Okay,
That's fine.
now you're heading over to the Irespan and the Underbridge,
Aye.
which is
Belly of the
all the
Ooh,
way
we're in the ocean.
up here.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's like a
There's
it's
a
like a
whistle.
zoom in.
Little
Yeah, I
cutouts.
didn't even see it up there. And I was like, oh.
It's hiding. And you make your way over to the clock tower.
The shadow clock? That's what it's called.
Well, that's because there's a big shadow of a bridge over top.
Yeah, there's a massive I can show you guys here. This side.
There it is.
There's a massive structure, a huge old bridge, many city blocks wide, that extends out into the ocean from Magnamar to the north, as if it was going to connect to something across the sea, but the bridge itself is broken into pieces, or it kind of only goes apart half a mile or so, and then it's just crumbled into the ocean. So where it goes, no one really knows what it's supposed to be. All there are like the supports still exist. Oops, map view. Some of the supports are still there in the water, but the rest of it is gone and lost to time. It's of a similar construction to like the old light in Sandpoint, the weird kind of lighthouse that what's his name? Quentin starts with the Q. I'm blanking. Broderick Quink. Broderick Quink lives next to the old light,
Quaint.
which he was studying. Okay, but you guys make your way to the underneath the Irespan in the Underbridge area, and local legend calls this place the Shadow Clock, and because it is hiding in the shadows of the Underbridge. And you guys can see it from quite a ways away. Do I have an image of it? I do. As you approach, you can see it looks. It's pretty dark under here, even though it is kind of like it's probably like 5 or 6 in the afternoon. The underbridge the bridge itself just kind of blocks out all sunlight. So it's just kind of eternal darkness down here. It's cold. It's windy from the wind kind of rushing between the poles of the bridge, whatever they're called. I'm blanking on words today.
Pillars.
Pillars, yeah, there we go. Supports is probably the better word.
Parts. Yeah.
And I do have a picture of it. It looks quite rickety, and barely seems like it can stand. It's sort of seems like a bit of a marvel that it still exists. And at the top sits a some kind of stone statue of an angel or something, some kind of winged person that's hard to really see. It's kind of nestled. There's buildings like all around it, a couple of old warehouses, but the tower itself seems to be made of stone with a lot of wooden scaffolding and supports running along it. As you approach, there is a massive doorway double door made of wood, that is just sitting there. The alley is dark. There is not a soul to be seen anywhere around. What do you guys do?
Huge eyesore. Tower.
It won't burn as easy.
That's true, Greshy.
Not that I was planning to burn it down this time, but
You should have. See, the sawmill at
Speaking
least
of-
looked okay.
Speaking of, maybe this is a good time to have this conversation now.
Oh no, this conversation with the children.
Is that going to start happening every time we investigate the 7, Greshy?
no, not ideally.
Got it out of your system? Would you say? Because
Hmm,
just as a friend, I think we'll actually get farther in our investigation if we can, manage to inspect the places that we're investigating before they burn down.
Suppose you're right.
Also, I wouldn't want you guys to get hurt. And the escape we had to make.
I mean, I wasn't trying to burn the place down. It just sort of happened and I didn't care. Because these were some right bastards here.
I agree with you. They certainly are. But for our sake as a group, I think it'll be better if we can not just indiscriminately destroy their stuff. I mean, we certainly don't want to bring the guards down on us, and we don't want to have like a repeat of the escape we made last night and lose our chance to get any more information.
I suppose so.
All right.
I'll keep it reined in anyway. I wasn't, like I
Alright.
said, I didn't prepare much in the way of fire today.
I can understand where you're coming from, and these brothers are certainly not
All
the
right,
kind of
bastards,
people
aren't they? I was
They're not
concerned
very
about
nice.
safety
They're-
of people, and they decided to try and kill me for it.
They're into it deep,
To say the
that's
least.
for sure.
They're literally a bunch of murderers. Even the ones who haven't murdered yet are
Yeah,
murderers.
they're murder worshippers.
They're murderers or want to be murderers. Either way.
They're a fan club for murder.
Yeah, that's what they are. They're murder fans.
Murder fans. They stand murder.
Well, I will restrain from straight burning them all. If we can try and, stop them another way.
We're here with you all the way to take them down. So, our best chance of doing that is to keep ourselves, I think, focused and not get too wild.
So just a little wild.
Just a little
Not
while.
Crazy.
So little fire. Just a little fire.
little fire's
Not
good.
not big
Mini
fire. Little
flames.
fire. Itty bitty flames.
Little
Mini
fire's good.
flames.
Okay.
One flame. I'll
One
just
flame and then I'm
learn-
done.
I'll find a wand. I don't think I can use wands. We'll just find a wand for you that's also a water spell.
Oh, I forgot my wand. It's
Oh,
too
no.
bad. Could have missed
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
We actually lost quite a bit in the aftermath.
yeah.
that
You lost the
happened last night.
wand
your
of
wand.
burning hands. And what else? Does anybody remember what else was lost?
We had to go back for the staff. Could've
Barely
lost that.
barely managed to get
Oh,
the staff.
right.
That actually hurt Gunn to get. But he was able to get it.
Phelan was stuck in the fire for a while. Couldn't
Poor,
get out.
poor boy. He's been through so much.
He wanted to get out the door, but could not.
That's maybe
Weird.
may have been the mistake of locking ourselves in there.
Yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't lock ourselves in anymore.
That was maybe a miscommunication as well. Like
Oopsie.
the
Speaking
combination
of
of
Phelan.
lighting the place on fire and Jason's muted.
Am I muted? Hello.
You were.
Hello.
You're back
Yeah.
now. The combination of lighting the place on fire and locking ourselves in was definitely a bit of an oopsie.
It was a bit
Well,
much.
so speaking of Phelan, Phelan is currently just glaring at the door and like low growling.
Ooh, is there something behind the door, Phelan? Of the ugly tower?
Couldn't be.
Should I go listen to the door? I'll go listen. Is there something behind it?
Do you recognize what's back there, Phelan?
He's just growling quietly.
What's to recognize?
If
We've been
Asher
here
wanted
before.
to go up to the door and listen, sure, give me a perception check.
Yay, I get to perceive. And I'm very perceptive suddenly.
You are. Look at that.
33.
Very nice.
You hear the sound of straw shifting for a bit, and then kind of heavy footsteps. A
Are they
thud
coming towards the door or
thud.
just like...
Away from the door.
Oh, that's good.
They're quiet and slow.
How heavy
moving
is
away from the door.
heavy? Like a heavy person or a heavy animal? Like a horse?
That would be more of a what's nature in this game? Survival? Or is there a
There's
nature check?
and
There's
survival.
knowledge.
There's a
check.
nature.
Yeah, nature.
Let's listen. Did I click on? Oh, 27.
Nice.
You're certain that it's probably some kind of bipedal creature, so just two legs. It must be quite big, at least large sized for our purposes.
Ooh. So, I'll slowly walk back to the group and I'll say there's something very, very big with two legs in there. Far bigger than a person that would have two legs. And Phelan doesn't like it.
No, he wouldn't. You think he remembers?
Is that the
Shall
creature you're
we-
talking about?
Might have been.
Should we
Ooh.
gear up and then head in? Well, I'll look
Aye.
around. I'll look
Very
around.
big.
There's nobody watching?
No, you haven't seen
Yeah,
a soul since you got into the underbridge area. It's basically just like T Grandma said. People seem to be avoiding this place.
Shall we see what they're keeping down here?
We could.
Let's. How about staff?
Let's draw weapons and head towards the door. Is it barred? Latch?
Good question, actually. No. It appears like it's possible that it could be barred from the other side, but there doesn't appear to be any latches on this side. It looks like it pushes inward, the doors.
Okay. I'll get myself set, like shield out, shield up, and then just kind of lean into it.
Okay. You'll need a little bit of help to get both doors open together.
Yeah.
But you and I'll just say Asher. You and Asher both lean up against the doors and push them open. They make a creaking sound as you enter the Shadow Clock. And before you, bent over a large wheelbarrow piled high with dead corpses, Currently has like one corpse dangling and is like biting into it like it's like a chicken wing. Whoops, sorry. A massive fleshy monstrosity, which I can eventually scroll down and get to. There we go. And I think I have an image of it as well, so I'll show you guys that. A fleshy, like, grotesque monstrosity. Glowing red eyes, a straw hat draped over its head, and kind of loose, stitched together rags. Its flesh seems like it's been sewn together in various places. At its hip is a belt from which it dangles several human and elven heads. It turns and snarls at you, blood dripping down its mouth, tosses the body aside, and reaches down and picks up a massive scythe, and lets out a bellow. And that is where we will stop for tonight.
Phew.
We might need to light it on fire.
Hey,
So when I said I didn't prepare many fire spells,
You didn't prepare any? Greshy!
I cycled all of them out for. Well, I would have prepared one at the 3rd level, but that was all remove disease. So
Okay.
I was going to get my dog healed.
Well,
But that was going to be a fireball.
that's it for tonight, everybody. I hope you all had fun. Next time we shall deal with the scarecrow.
Spooky, scary scarecrow.
Again, we're Third Action. We're here every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Come watch us live, twitch.tv/Third Action. We're also on the YouTube and the podcast apps. Twitter is Third Action Show. Let's say hi. I like all your little comments and make me happy. You
Yay.
just
Yeah.
will help us keep doing it and feeling loved. Anyway, that's it. Give us a follow or subscribe or a like or a tweet. Take those goddamn glasses off, Greshy.
Blocking those haters. Blocking them real good.
All right, that's it from us. Good night, everyone.
Gute Nacht.